Happy new moon in Taurus. This Taurus new moon becomes exact at 10:26 p.m. New York time on April 22nd, which is also 2:26 Greenwich Mean Time on April 23rd. We have a precarious alignment of planets for this new moon that could spell further trouble in the world. The Sun, Moon, and Uranus align in economic-minded Taurus, squaring Saturn and Pluto. Saturn and Pluto are driving the breakdown of the old systems that has come about as a result of the release of this man-made virus. We have already been seeing the unrest of the people coming up here in the United States as peaceful protests of the draconian lockdowns have erupted in several states. The pressure from the people is forcing governors to open up little aspects of society here and there. In my personal opinion, though, the protesters themselves have been putting society at risk by encouraging the spread of this virus, the fact that the pushback is causing governors to slowly open things up is a good sign for society in general. It shows that people really do have power when they band together. We are by no means out of the woods yet with this virus. As this is a man-made entity we are dealing with and not from nature, it doesn't play by the rules of a normal virus. We could be dealing with this for up to 2 years before it really is faded into the background. And what's for sure is that life will never, ever be the same after this. This intense square that we are experiencing with this new moon is going to create tension all over society. With the mainstream news now reporting that the virus likely escaped from the Wuhan lab, something that myself and many alternative news outlets were reporting months ago, the unpredictable firecracker U.S. President Donald Trump will likely be having more and more harsh words for China. The table is set astrologically for an increase in tensions between the U.S. and China to occur, which will further strain a world economy that has begun that what will likely go down as the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. The puppet masters may be giddy to see a trade war happen between U.S. and China, and perhaps even military actions. Although Trump and the governors have been happily announcing that we are, quote, on the other side of the curve, unquote, I wouldn't be surprised to see the virus start to grow again at an alarming rate in areas where lockdowns have been eased. Let's hope not. The new moon also aligns with 3 fixed stars and 1 asteroid that all have many ominous implications for difficult news, pain, sickness, and tragedy. I am not a professional astrologer, and I have not studied the implications of asteroids and fixed stars. However, for more information on this aspect of the new moon chart, I would advise checking out Astrology King's really informative new moon article on his website, astrologyking.com. Although this new moon chart looks like a lot of doom and gloom is imminent, it's really not all bad. We all knew coming into 2020 that this is going to be a doozy and that we would have a lot of distressing astrological aspects to deal with. However, the troubling aspects are in reality massive invitations for us to step courageously into this new world that is unfolding right in front of us. The timeline split. As many of you already know, we are in the midst of arguably the most crucial timeline split in the history of our great planet. On one hand, we have the path that the Dark Ones have been planning for millennia. Check out the Revelation section of the Bible and read about the beast. And on the other hand, we have the path that our benevolent extraterrestrial support teams, the higher councils, and the Galactic Federation of Light are hoping that we go down, aka 5 blank verse 5D. The 5 blank path involves mass devastation of the planet, even more than has already occurred. Mass Orwellian surveillance already is here, but planned to get much worse. The end of the 2 sexes and natural births, and the phasing out of the biological human in favor of the cyborg human. In essence, a dystopian society. The 5D path prophesies the end of the ruling cabal, the distribution of wealth to all humans on the planet, the construction of self-sustaining new Earth communities, and a whole new system of sustainable, truly democratic self-governance across our great planet. We truly are at a fork in the road right now. This pandemic is intended by the Dark Ones to be a timeline hack like 9/11 was, that creates enough fear in the collective to push us permanently onto the 5 blank timeline. We cannot let that happen. Don't be fooled by channelings or so-called intel reports telling you that everything has already been done for you, that all the bad guys have already been arrested, and we will soon be handed our money and experience first contact. If it was meant to be that easy, what would we as the human race have learned other than when we find ourselves with our backs up against the wall, the best course of action is to do nothing and wait for help? Justin Trudeau is still giving daily speeches in Ottawa, and I don't see any sort of ankle bracelet. Yes, the Pope is a hologram, for those of you who saw that, but it doesn't mean he's been arrested either. He could be sick, he could be dead. They could have just been using the Pope hologram to experiment with it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you probably haven't been following the QAnon posts. Don't bother, as there's so much disinformation on there. Or if you do follow the QAnon, my suggestion is that you take it all with a grain of salt. There may be some truths and there may be a lot of disinformation as well. I'm not denying that there is some sort of political resistance going on behind the scenes against the ruling elite, because I believe there actually is. I just don't think that it's anywhere close to being completed, nor will it be anytime soon. We haven't done enough of our collective spiritual work as a planet just yet. The way you see the world is a direct reflection of your inner beliefs. If you are someone who believes that we don't have to do anything to win the Earth back other than read intel reports and listen to channeled messages telling us we've already been saved, then it's likely that you have a pattern of avoiding feeling or confronting the darkness and trauma held within you. If you're someone who believes that we are completely fucked and there's no way out, then you probably never really healed the trauma inflicted from your parents not honoring your interests and dreams. You've probably let your fears take you over and perhaps some entity attachments as well. If you are someone who believes that we are in a spiritual battle here for the future of Earth, and we need to grow up and wake up real quick as a collective human race if we want to live that 5D future, then you're probably pretty grounded in reality, and you probably have few fears about confronting your own inner darkness and trauma. Just as spiritual bypassing, which is avoiding addressing your inner darkness and traumas, holds you back in your individual spiritual journey and ability to become the best and most healed version of yourself, reality bypassing, aka ignoring the reality of what's going on and believing we are just being saved and everything's fine, holds us back as a collective. It's not that much different than being a sleeping zombie with a fluoridated pineal gland, in my opinion. We need to approach our predicament with a healthy sense of reality. We need to continue to speak out against five blank, mandatory schmaxines, and unreasonable overreaches of government. We need to let them know that we are awake, and we need to continue to heal ourselves as ascending individuals. I've been blown away by the number of awakened people I've encountered lately, both online and in real life. My hard-drinking, cigarette-smoking, construction worker ex-roommate was even telling me the other night that he knows about microchips and mandatory schmaxines. The age of Aquarius is the age of truth. The Dark Ones are going to continue to suppress truth through censorship, bullying, and pushing carefully pre-selected narratives, but the sheer number of awakening beings is going to prove too much for their control structures to hold back for much longer. The tide of awakening is too strong. Expect the unexpected. This new moon chart is really a pretty wild one, especially with the big square that I mentioned. Uranus is one of the bigger wild cards in astrology. I don't really know what's going to happen over the next 28 days. However, I will predict that oil futures dropping to minus $40 a gallon and a horrible massacre that tragically happened in Canada probably won't end up being the weirdest news this spring. The next month is going to be super weird. Not only the square, but we have Pluto going retrograde in Capricorn starting April 25th. Pluto's 5-month journey backward is going to be a wild ride, and there's no doubt that the world will look very different when it stations again on October 4th. As I said, we are not even close to being done with this virus. There's no doubt that it is going to come in waves, and there's going to be a constant line to be walked by governments between allowing a certain amount of freedom for the citizens and mitigating the spread. There's also going to be the continued line to walk between the protests of the masses and the inevitable poverty that is going to spread even more quickly than it is now. No country is safe from this economic collapse. Making the best of it. This unprecedented time and all of the uncertainties surrounding this new moon chart makes it the absolute best time possible to dedicate to self-healing. Many of you have been unfortunately laid off or furloughed from work, and the lack of planned social activities might mean you have more free time. Have you been using that free time to face your darkest wounds, absorb knowledge, learn new skills, and become a better version of yourself? Or have you been using the time to escape yourself? It's totally natural to go through ups and downs emotionally during this historic time. I myself have cycled through all of the following emotions over the past month: panic, fear, acceptance, anger, courage, excitement, appreciation, gratitude, and bliss. I talk to other high-level healers and sages often, and they've been going through the same experience. It's totally natural and understandable to at times feel frustrated, drained, or hopeless. However, what we want to do as ascending beings is to truly accept the predicament we are in and spend more time in the lighter emotions like acceptance, appreciation, courage, gratitude, and bliss. The mind is the tool in which we navigate the ascension. The way that you see something shapes the emotions you feel about it. Although there's a place for scrounging up past traumas and feeling the pains of those traumas to their fullest extent possible, this is shadow work. When we are faced with a difficult present reality, it's crucial that we learn to see our predicament from the more ascended levels of perception and actually become the master of our emotions. When you're operating with higher vibrational perceptions, naturally your emotions are going to be of a higher vibration as well. Think of David Hawkins' mathematical hierarchy of emotions. It takes a high vibrational perception to see that the earth is one big spiritual game, and that, in fact, all of creation is one even bigger spiritual game. The earth itself is somewhat of a cosmic laboratory experiment to see what would happen if beings seeded from all over the Milky Way galaxy, the Andromeda galaxy, and in fact many other galaxies throughout creation would all occupy the same third-dimensional planet with complete free will allowed. This is not something that is necessarily common throughout creation. It takes a high vibrational perception to know for sure that death is not final in any sense. It's only a transition to a different form. And thus there is really nothing to be afraid of whatsoever. Nothing in this 3D reality can be as bad as death, and yet, from a more ascended viewpoint, death is just a gateway to more new experiences. We are infinite, eternal beings. All of creation is infinite and eternal, and thus there's absolutely nothing to truly be afraid of. From a place of fearlessness, we are truly able to take our power back as light workers, starseeds, healers, and grid workers. Many vampirical fourth-dimensional entities have been feeding off of the massive increase in the broadcast of fear that has been happening on our planet for the past few months. To deeply understand and accept that change is the only inevitability in life is to have an ascended perspective that will help carry you through this difficult time. Nothing will ever truly be the same again. That statement is always true no matter what. Nothing will ever be the same again. Hanging on to the past only keeps us stuck and powerless. Society has gone through many evolutionary changes. Look at history and think about things like the fall of the Roman Empire, the colonization of North America, and the 2 world wars. As linear time marches on, technologies change, fashions change, borders change, governments change, and medicine changes. This is an unavoidable aspect of the game of reincarnation that we all signed up for. Almost all of us, with the rare exception of those beings here on their first jaunt for a special mission, that's a special type of starseed, not everyone, have lived hundreds of vastly diverse lives here on Earth, speaking different languages, living in different climates, playing different roles, having wealth or poverty, dying old or dying young, etc. Reincarnation is a game of diversity. I like to see life as being like you're an actor in a play that you wrote before you forgot you were an actor in your own script. And the fun part is you get to act in hundreds of different plays, each one lasting up to 100 years or longer. If you can see what's going on in the world right now, just as a new act in the play that is your life, then you can truly feel that rather than this being a catastrophic case of destruction, this new era we've abruptly entered into is a wonderful opportunity for magic to unfold, just like that magic did unfold in the previous acts of the play. There's magic to be found everywhere. If you can't find it, then your standards for deciding what is magic are too high and keeping you from actually experiencing it. You get to decide how the magic unfolds for you. You get to decide what little gifts from God that you experience daily are magical. From a space of magic, the world no longer needs to be a scary or catastrophic place. Can you be the Buddha in perpetual meditation even as the world crumbles around him? I've been reminding my clients lately that the law of attraction isn't suspended during this time. Just because there's a tragedy and bad news all around, it doesn't mean that you still can't attract love, nourishment, wealth, and abundance into your life. The outer manifestation of the world is a holographic projection of the amalgamation of the individual inner worlds of all beings on this planet, and not just humans. And although your personal world is not simply a reflection of your current inner state, your life plan, your subconscious have a big role to play in that. The way that you can change how the world around you appears is through your conscious input. So with the restrictions of this pandemic now affecting each one of us individually, it's more important now than ever before to own your right as the co-creator of your reality. You can use your powers as a divine vibrational creator being to create a paradise in what might seem like a prison. Really. So use your time as wisely as possible. Study, learn, read, dance, take baths, walk, run, play, garden, meditate, make art, have sex with your partner. Make sure you're having very little blah time where you're just pretty much passing the time passively. Use your tools like crystals, magic, self-hypnosis, morphogenic fields, visualization, yoga, and more. Venus in Gemini trines Mars in Aquarius. With Venus, the planet of love and romance, in chatty, fun Gemini, forming an auspicious trine aspect to Mars, the planet of control and assertion. In teamwork-oriented Aquarius, we have a setup that would be great for like music festivals at Burning Man, but seemingly very out of place for this era of required social distancing. This aspect of the sky makes us want to find our soul tribe and to unite as beings on the same path and mission here on Earth. So my advice is to be on the lookout for new friends online. Be extra chatty in your Zoom meetings, respond to your DMs on social media, and don't be afraid to comment on others' posts. You might just meet a lifelong friend or even your soulmate or twin flame. And don't be afraid to comment below on this video. I'm wishing you and your loved ones a safe and happy new moon in Taurus. With love, this is Matthew John. If you're not familiar with me, I am an internationally known spiritual teacher, spiritual mentor, speaker, starseed guide, and energy healer. I offer inspirational and educational articles and videos on my website. I also offer powerful private sessions worldwide via phone and Skype, including angel energy healing and soul retrieval sessions, soul plan readings, spiritual mentoring, awakening coaching sessions, starseed discovery sessions, medical intuitive readings, past life regressions, future life progressions, and chakra scans. You can check out all of my videos, articles, and book readings and sessions at youaredivinehuman.org, all spelled out, youaredivinehuman.org. And I just want to let everyone know, for those of you who might be interested in working with me, if you like my vibe and you think I can help you, I probably can. I understand what's going on in the world is affecting people economically. I really do. And I am open to being flexible as far as payments go. If you're able to pay full price for a session, I ask that you do pay full price. If you can't, because you lost your job or you're furloughed or just your income's down or you got to save up because of what's going on or whatever the reason is, you can pay less. Okay, I'll accept as low as 50% of the normal price for any individual session, or as little as 70% of the normal price for any spiritual mentoring package. Okay, and this offer is until further notice. Okay, because who knows how long all this is going to last. So until further notice, sliding scale if you need it. If you don't need the sliding scale, please pay full price. And I am accepting new clients for my very popular spiritual mentoring package to get started in May. Okay. And I just want to go over the package with you in case you're interested. There's 4 levels of packages, package A, B, C, and D, and each one you get a little bit more. Okay, package A is called Transformation Healing. You get 4 90-minute private sessions in total, including an extended soul plan reading, where I'm connecting in with your spirit guides and my helper guides to read your life plan, to read your karmic lessons, your soul lessons, to read the karmic relationships that you're working through, what happened in past lives, how it can be alchemized in this lifetime. We'll talk about what type of light worker you are. We'll talk about whether you're a starseed. We'll give you a glimpse of your future, highest possible future, most likely future, your dharma, your mission on Earth, all that. And you can ask any questions you'd like. You get an angel energy healing, aura cleansing with a soul retrieval, an inner child healing, and an unhealthy attachments purging ceremony. So it's one 90-minute plus shamanic healing session where we work on healing, releasing all the darkness within and all cords, and cleaning up your aura, healing your chakras, really just doing a massive upgrade of your energy body. You really will probably feel amazing afterwards. Most people do. And we work with a team of angels and also with the archangelic realm. Third session, we do a medical intuitive nutrition reading. This is for your physical health. If you got any physical issues going on, especially any chronic illnesses or any mysterious illnesses, those are my favorite to address. And we will do a scan of all your organs and channel through a protocol as far as food, supplements, meditations, affirmations, hypnosis tracks, morphogenic fields, and much more. And you get a really comprehensive 7 to 10 page report with that as well. A chakra scanner report, which tells you the health of all 7 of your main chakras. Fourth session, we do a Starseed discovery session, which you get to travel in the astral plane to your home planet or place of origin, whether it's in this galaxy or in any other galaxy. You get to travel there and see it and feel it, experience it, meet your galactic guides, and get an upgrade. It's a fantastic session. If you're someone who's looking to start a spiritual business, we will also be able to give you some coaching on that as time allows. And if you're looking to expand and refine your intuition and develop psychically, we'll do some coaching on that as time allows. You'll get some homework between each calls. You get unlimited email support between calls as well. You get 3 bonus 90-minute plus webinars to do on your own, putting the past in the past, mastering your intuition, spiritual hygiene, cord cutting, and grounding 101. So you get all of that in Package A. Package B is all that plus a 2-hour past life regression session, traveling to the most relevant past lives that your higher self tells us that you need to go to experience and see, to understand what is going on in your life right now and the karmic themes that you're still balancing. And Package C, you get all that, plus the past life regression, plus a future life progression, which is a journey into your highest possible future in this lifetime to give you a really good compass reading on where you're going in your life. You also get 5 additional webinars with that: a deeper level of forgiveness, awakening divine masculine, navigating the dark night of the soul, dissolving the ego, and how to move on from your ex. And that is all Package C. There's also a Package D, which has even more to it. So if you have any questions or you're interested in this package, please contact me. The best way to contact me would be to go to my website, youaredivinehuman.org. In the bottom right corner, you'll see a little tab pop up. It has my photo. It says, Matthew John, have questions, ask Matthew. Click on that tab, and type in your question, comment, or whatever, and also your email address. And that goes straight to my email, and I'll usually get back to you within a few hours. I do my best to respond right away. And again, all these sessions are also available individually. And as I said, the sliding scale, if you need it, is an option now. Okay? And I look forward to hearing from people. Also, if you have any specific questions about the new moon, I'm not a professional astrologer. I'm just relatively versed in astrology, but I don't read birth charts as intricately as a professional astrologer does, more rudimentarily. But if you have any questions about how this new moon affects you, I can take a look at it and give you a quick answer. If you have any questions about anything I said in the video or any comments, you can contact me again via the chat tab. Or if you have any brief personal questions that you want to ask me, go ahead, ask them. Again, click on that chat tab on my website, and I will get back to you. If it's something that is going to require a reading from me, then I will just tell you that it will require a reading. But if it's a simple question, I might be able to answer it without a reading. So feel free to ask me via that chat tab. Okay, so I wish everyone to be safe and happy and hang in there. 2020 is going to be quite a ride, and we're still just getting started. So, everyone, we need to stay positive, eliminate fear as much as you can, and be in peace, zen, love. Stay in your center, your 12 o'clock, whatever you want to call it. Stay in your center as much as you can. Sending you my love. This has been Matthew John.